Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today on Essentials, we're going to be talking about the Eighth Doctor. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with the Eighth Doctor outside of television. The only big finishes I've heard from him are Storm Warning and Shada, his version of Shada. Instead of doing a top 5, I can't really do that. I'm just going to do a top 3 based on what little bit I know about him. But it's still enough to where I think these are ones you should watch or listen to get a good feel for his Doctor. And first on the list is the TV movie, the 1996 TV movie. I actually enjoy the TV movie. It has its flaws. I do like it a lot. Paul McGann is the best thing about that movie. He is a great Doctor. I enjoy the Eighth Doctor a lot. He has this romance side to him that I like. He feels like an old school romantic. He's optimistic, he's full of life, he's very energetic, which I like. He's not hyper like 10 or 11 can be at times. He's just very energetic. And I love this just excitement for everything that he has going for him. Paul McGann is playing this character well. I love the amnesia part at the beginning because I don't think we've ever really had that with a Doctor before. So it works here, especially in conjunction with how the anesthetic affected the regeneration. I enjoy Eric Roberts' Master more than most. I've talked about that in other videos, so I'm not going to go into big detail on it, but I actually think it's a very nuanced performance. He gets a little hammy at times, but he also actually has a very nuanced performance at other times. I love the look of the TV movie. It has a very filmatic look to it, since it was indeed shot on film. It has a very unique look that is separate from classic Who and separate from modern Who. There's no other Doctor Who that has the look and feel of the TV movie, and I really like that uniqueness a lot. I think Grace is a good companion. I'm not a big fan of Lee much, but I like Grace as a companion. I do enjoy the fact the Master kind of has a companion for this story. I love the idea of the Master with a companion. I would love to see that again. And then, yeah, it does a great job of showcasing just who the Doctor was, the Eighth Doctor was, at this early point in his life. And I really, really like this. McGann really sells this. Although I do enjoy having Sylvester McCoy at the beginning of the movie. I love his look. That's the definitive Seventh Doctor look for me. The outfit he wears with the longer hair. I wish we'd gotten more of that Seventh Doctor because I really like that look. And what little bit of time we get with McCoy is also great. Next on the list is Night of the Doctor. It's nice to get some closure on what happened with the Eighth Doctor. We'd always kind of wondered. So it's nice to actually get that. It's nice just to have McGann back in the role again. He slips back into it so well, which, I mean, he'd still been doing Big Finish, for years and years and years, so he was never really away from the role. But he just slips into his on-screen presence so well. He very much feels like the Doctor, a very darker, more worn down, while still trying to be the younger, optimistic Eighth Doctor, still trying to do the right thing. But there is a bitterness to him, of frustration perhaps that things didn't work out the way he wanted. And McGann sells it perfectly. I love how they're back on Karn, so they tie that in with classic Who, with, of course, the brain of Morbius. I enjoyed that. Seeing his regeneration into the War Doctor is very nice. McGann's last words are very good and very fitting. I really like Night of the Doctor. They put a lot in that short mini episode. It's so impactful, more so than some episodes of Doctor Who, some full episodes. A lot going on in it, and definitely if you're an Eighth Doctor fan, something you need to see. And then third on the list, I will talk about Stormfront. I liked Stormfront. I believe that was the first Big Finish audio, the first Eighth Doctor Big Finish audio. It was a great listen. I enjoyed it. I liked the introduction of Charlie. I like Charlie as a companion. I know she travels with 8 and 6, but 8 first. And that she's kind of placed out of time because she was supposed to die in that RX-01 crash. It was interesting from the story because I wasn't really aware of that incident. I mean, of course, it's nowhere near like as famous as, say, the Hindenburg. I think I vaguely knew it happened, but it took me a while to even realize the story, that was an actual event, a real historical event, and that they were on a Zeppelin. It took me a while to click that in my head, and then I actually paused the story, went and did some research on it because I was curious. So that was actually educational for me, and I enjoyed that. I liked the story itself. It had some great supporting characters, especially this one guy that is kind of in charge that you think's not a very good person, but at the end is kind of trying to do the right stuff at the end with the aliens. I think he ends up going away with the aliens. I liked his character. Then you have the other guy who's kind of his right-hand man, who's a total prick. You had some other little guest characters in there that I really liked, and McGann's putting in such a good performance. McGann, considering he has to do so much with just his voice because it's audio only, he does a really good job at conveying that he is the Doctor. I really enjoy that. And I like Charlie a lot, and I like their rapport together. So I am looking forward to listening to more of Charlie with him, and Charlie with the Sixth Doctor. I think The Wrong Doctors, is that the name of the one? The Wrong Doctors when she meets Six? I need to... Or is that the one that has the two different versions of Six? I forget. Because I know there's one that's got young Six and older Six, and they get mixed up or something. But I am looking forward. I'm kind of surprised no one's ever sent a lot of Eighth Doctor audios. No one's ever sent an Eighth Doctor audio before to the P.O. Box. I'm a bit surprised. But Storm Warning was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I am looking forward to experiencing more of that. I've got to listen to Chimes of Midnight. I hear so many good things about it. So those are 3 essential Eighth Doctor stories that I think every Doctor Who fan should see or hear. The Eighth Doctor version of Shada is also a nice listen, I will admit. Although I prefer the Fourth Doctor Shada. So, I want to know what you think of the Eighth Doctor. And 3 to 5 essential stories you think every fan of Doctor Who should see from the Eighth Doctor. Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out. And I certainly appreciate it. And I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in 2023, and we are knocking on the door to that. So I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me that way. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. And most importantly, I also have a P.O. Box down there if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. And also, as always, thank you for watching.